I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible. I know words, I have the best words.
He took a break from being disruptive to enjoy the company of her male companion. He briefly had a grasp on the situation before Usher's return.
Take a look at the oranges of the... Look, wait. They sacrifice every day for the furniture.
Some words that have been said about you.
Okay. Nazi wine mom, Nazi cave woman.
I don't let name calling bother me or offend me.
This one's from someone across the pond, a daft wanker. That's British for stupid. Lives on a diet of glue sticks. A lower level life form.
Cephahide.
He's a war hero because he was captured.
Hello and welcome to the show. Welcome to season 2 of Left is Right. That's right, folks. We made it through one season and they haven't taken us out yet. Although I'm feeling crosshairs on my neck as we speak. This in this episode, we're going to change the format up a little bit. We're going to talk about a couple of topics. And then Professor Dawn is going to put her TT hat on, and she's going to inform us of all sorts of interesting and useful topics in the shows to come. I would like to introduce my co-host, Chris. Hello, Chris.
How's it going?
And everybody's favorite smarty pants, Donnie and Marie. Welcome, Donnie.
Stop calling me a smarty pants.
You are a smarty pants.
I'm not a smarty pants. I'm just a slightly above average pants. And everybody knows it.
Well, yeah, because you make everybody know it. That's
what it is. Okay.
I mean, okay, well let's face it. Out of the three of us here,
CJ
I'm definitely CJ's the smartest, but I am definitely the less smartest of the three of us. But how was everybody's break from the rigorous production schedule that we have here at Left is Right?
Well, I'm basically on the mend.
I know you used it to go on Death's doorstep, but
got the bronchitis.
Got the bronchitis.
Had the chitis. But it's good now. It's all good now.
Yeah. Did you get you some of the tussin? Take care of that chitis?
Yeah, something like that.
Cool. How did you enjoy the hiatus, young Chris?
I got some stuff done at the house,
Sweet.
Painting and building stuff.
Well, that stuff needs to be done. I mostly slept. Sulked around the house in my slippers and bathrobe on. So they're normal. I would like to start this show by talking about the two very, I would have to say, fabricated news stories that have happened in the two episodes of attempts on Orange Hitler's life. This latest attempt, I think even the news media, who are always just so hungry for any story they can wrap their little greedy hands on, even they have fished out that Yeah, it's not a story. It wasn't really an assassination attempt. They talked about it for a good 12 hours, and then you haven't heard another thing about it. And then the first one, the first assassination attempt, that story is so full of holes. There are so many issues with what had happened there that I'm thinking my BS detector going off and assuming it was a red flag or a false flag operation has almost been confirmed. I know that in watching a couple of episodes on YouTube, the show I was going to write the name down of, but I cannot remember the name of it. But they did live fire tests with a ballistic dummy skull head mock-up of a marksman shooting with an AR-15 and narrowly missing and trying to clip the ear. And anytime they got within like 4 feet of the head, it would rip parts of the ballistic jelly dummy away. So if the bullet had gotten close enough to Orange Hitler's ear to nick it, he would be missing like the ear and other parts of his face. So there's no way that the bullet did that. Let alone within a week, he's totally healed and Wolverine-like on the campaign trail again. But this latest one, I know Chris was looking into it a little bit. What have you heard about the latest one?
It just seems like they picked up some guy. I don't know. They found an AK nearby with a stash of food. His cell phone said he had been at the golf course for like 12 hours before anything had happened. He never shot anybody or the gun at all. In fact, the Secret Service are the one who fired first. And he's got multiple convictions, criminal. He did a stint in Ukraine for a little while to try to help advocate for that war. But they denied him of joining the army there.
They sussed out his crazy and said, "No, thank you, sir."
Right. Basic
experience and age.
Right. Basically, he was a homeless dude. I'm going to infer a homeless dude that they, just sort of scooped up. And to his benefit, he's, he might be wackadoodle, but he's smart enough. He hasn't said word one to anybody or anything. He has not spoken, period.
Just
it's completely manufactured, and I think everybody's bullshit detector was going off on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, so as for Sunday's attempt, it was weird because, like you said, he was there at the golf course for 12 hours. His cell phone records showed that he was there stationary for 12 hours. Why was he there hanging out for 12 hours? Why? Because golfing wasn't on Trump's schedule. Supposedly it was a spur of the moment, unscheduled event. And presumably, I think his name is Roush, Roush. Supposedly, so he presumably would have been there for many, many hours before Trump even got there.
Mm-hmm.
And There are 3 other golf courses right in that same vicinity that he could have gone to. Even if you're like, well, it was Sunday, so that means he's golfing. Well, you know, it would be kind of,
I don't think he had the money to golf, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, he's like, no, this
Randy.
guy, he was
Oh.
like homeless.
right. No, he
Yeah,
wasn't
He had a
golfing.
truck and a home.
And that's
He
what I'm
wasn't homeless,
saying.
but not well off.
Trump
Right.
could have gone to any of 3 golf courses in that immediate vicinity where he golfs.
Right.
There's a golf course at Mar-a-Lago. There's something in West Palm Beach. So there's like 3 of them. So that guy waiting 12 hours at that golf course, you know, that's kind of like random roulette to even know that Trump would be there. He could have been at 2 other golf courses. So was he just there for 12 hours? Yeah, he most recently lived in Hawaii. And for his charges, he requested a public defender stating that he was indigent and had no money. But somehow he could fly from Hawaii and he somehow had enough money for all those guns. But he's indigent.
Exactly.
But he apparently does have some stability issues. He voted for Trump in 2016. But then he was disillusioned for Trump, so he gave money to Act Blue in 2019. And in 2020, he was supporting Nikki Haley and Vivek Ramaswamy. Or was that? No, that would be this. That would be in the primaries. Apparently, he was supporting Ramaswamy and Nikki Haley. So he's kind of like all over the map. He's kind of like, as far as
his truck has a Biden-Harris sticker on it, so right in the middle of the back gate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't have slapped that on for a photo op or anything.
I mean, it looked brand new to me.
Yeah, because
and
are there
right in the middle?
Biden-Harris? I have never seen a Biden-Harris bumper sticker. They have them?
But they have any sort of thing you want.
Yeah.
They're just,
What do you mean? They have bumper stickers? Of course they do. They always do.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the whole thing.
I thought the SUV was rented, not
The
his.
truck.
Yeah, I thought the truck was rented.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know
that's another thing is nobody's given out the whole story. Nobody has much
No.
information at all. This whole thing it stinks of a frothing pile of BS.
The biggest thing was, like 10 minutes after it happened, Trump was fundraising off of it.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, it's obvious what it is. It's almost the first one was obvious too, but everybody fell for it. And I think the only reason you'll never get the Secret Service to tell the whole truth on that because they'll be liable for all sorts of money to that guy's family that died.
I still have a hard time with the first one really being fake because people died.
People die all the time.
I mean, that guy could have shot into the crowd, but he wasn't shooting at Trump, and the bullet didn't come anywhere near Trump, let alone nick his ear. I mean, that's scientifically proven fact. That type of bullet is a supersonic round, and it causes cavitation, and it would have ripped his ear off if it was close enough to touch it.
And the like blood that poured from his ear, it was like it didn't look like blood.
Yeah.
That's for one thing. It just didn't look like blood. But I just still have a hard time believing that they actually killed people to set up some fake assassination attempt. That they would actually kill.
I do not. I don't
Not
think
at
that they
all.
would hesitate. They would not hesitate 1 iota of 1 second if they thought it would win the election.
And the weird thing is that they just don't there's no follow-up talking about it. The fact that his ear miraculously healed in, days.
Well, the guy Mike Tyson bit is talking about it a whole lot.
Yeah. How did he get a new ear? And I don't have a new ear. Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
a meme on that. Yeah. And then there's like no, he was never treated by anybody. There was nobody examined it. Nobody checked him out.
Right. No
there's
hospital
just-
records.
Well, the other people who were injured, what happened to them? And, there's just been no follow-up. They only, the guy who died, they talked a little bit about him when he died. But Trump never even called her. And how come there's been no follow-up? Why is there no follow-up on that? How do we still not know like his motivations and more about that kid who did the shooting? Why don't we know more about him?
Because there wasn't anything to know about him.
Because it was
He's a ghost
I
on
know
the
more
internet.
about the guy from
He left a
Sunday.
diary.
I know more about the guy from Sunday than we know about that kid.
Well, that guy from
Right,
Sunday was much older.
and and what you are saying now, it just lending credence to the fact that it was set up. It was, a fake deal. And like I said, I don't know that they thought somebody was going to get killed, but the fact they knew the kid was there and on the roof for almost an hour, that just, none of it makes any sense at all, that it was actually not planned out to happen.
Yeah. And let's see. Oh, but the really rich thing is now JD Vance saying that, the Democrats really have to tone down the rhetoric. And they're causing people to be violent.
Well, he also admitted that he made up the Haitian cat eating thing. So
Not only did he make it up, but that he would again in the future if need be.
yeah.
Ends justifies the means. Yeah, I think we know that about you, JD.
Yeah,
I think you figured that already.
yeah,
I already got it.
yeah. So, if anybody has any comments on what we were talking about, the two fake assassination attempts, let us know in the comments or at the email at leftisright2024@gmail.com. We're going to move on to our what? I'm sorry.
I said, or if they're with me and sitting on the fence.
Yeah, but you're just silly for sitting on the fence. If you can't see the wool if you can't see the tree from the forest or whatever, forest from the trees or whatever the hell it is. All right. Moving on to our next topic. Next topic is called Horny for Donnie.
Oh my God.
What do you think, everybody? Do you think Donnie's got a little side piece action going on? There we go. We got some pictures.
She's rubbing him with her boob.
That's some definite side boob action.
You don't do that unless you're sleeping with them. Just saying. Or want to.
Or want to, right?
Because I'm not entirely sure that would be happening. Totally.
Well, let's inform everybody as to who this person is.
This is Laura Loomer, and she is a very, very far right-wing conspiracy theorist. She's a 9/11 truther. Is that She believes that 9/11 was a put-up job. She
Mhm.
never met a conspiracy theory she didn't like. She got banned from Twitter, from Uber, what is it, DoorDash, and from Lyft, and Facebook for being too outrageously out there. And this is the woman that Marjorie Taylor Greene said is too extreme.
Wow.
If that gives you an idea.
I mean, if the Geico cave woman thinks you're extreme, you're extreme.
You're extreme. Yeah, she has never met a conspiracy theory she didn't like. And so she is the woman that accompanied Trump to the debate. She went to the debate on his plane with him. And the next day, she went to the 9/11 ceremony with him on his plane and attended the ceremony with him at his side.
Where's what's her name?
Melania?
Yeah.
She's in witness protection somewhere, or Trump has sent her over and she's fighting on the front lines in Ukraine. One or the other.
I think she'd do good there.
Yeah, you know.
Well, interestingly, since that picture you just posted up there, since that became public, when was that? So today, so like 6 days ago, since that became public, she has kind of like disappeared.
Who, Melania, or the chick who's horny for Donnie? Oh, okay.
Seems to have suddenly disappeared. She's no longer at his side, or at least not in public anymore. So it seems to me that his people could put a kibosh to it and say, you know, you need to quit hanging that shit out in public because people aren't completely stupid.
Oh, the people that are voting for him are, but
it's the other people. The other people are not completely stupid, and they can see what's going on there because you're being kind of obvious.
Yeah.
So
Well, either that, or she got a little taste of the tangerine stinger and decided that it wasn't quite as good as wasn't quite as good as advertised.
But I think it's hilarious that MTG was jealous. Seemed like when she was talking about Laura Loomer and how extreme she was, and that was awful. That it was just like, oh my God, that's so high school. she was dirt talking Laura Loomer because she was jealous that Trump was giving her the attention. It was so high school. I swear to God. As a girl who previously went to high school.
Yeah, it's that's just it makes my skin crawl thinking that there is someone out there who would be in any way, shape, or form attracted to that blob of a human.
People like money and they like rich. And I mean, I don't get it, but
how old is she?
That?
Laura Loomer?
Yeah.
She's in her 30s.
Yeah, I was going to say 40s. Yeah, that's really.
I mean, that's her dad or grandfather. So.
Yeah, she got a father. She got a daddy issues.
Granddaddy issues.
Yeah. No, dad issues. She's in her 40s. That could be daddy issues. But you know, hey, she
80? What?
He's 80. No, yeah, 83.
No, he's 78, right?
78, right? Yeah, well, 70. He's in his
36
70s.
Is 18 twice. So if it's more than 36 years, it's granddaddy.
All right. I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. Have you seen? Oh, I don't know if I can put this image up, but can I?
If you have an image, you should have sent it to me or hit present and share your screen.
Okay. Well, let me try to do that.
But let's not do it in the middle of the show because we need to keep moving and talking.
Well, if you do look up Laura Loomer and plastic surgery, because she's had a ton of plastic surgery also,
Awesome.
kind of to look sort of like Kimberly Guilfoyle. The flat. She's got big, huge lips now and big cheeks and.
Kimberly Guilfoyle. Don't know who that is.
Don Jr.'s former fiance, but word is that they have broken it off and that he has a new girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so the left is anxiously awaiting the scorned woman telling all.
No. There was a large amount of money that changed hands with a what do they call that?
Non-disclosure.
Yeah, non-disclosure NDA. Yeah, that's not happening for a while.
Yeah, well, I hope that she ignores it, but
yeah,
poor Laura Loomer used to be like a little blondish little Jewish
I have
girl,
the picture.
and now she looks like, yeah, there you go. Before and
my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Why would she do that to herself?
I don't know. I don't know why any of them do it to themselves.
There is a form of mental disease for the women that do that to themselves. That it's.
Yeah, I get it because that's not an attractive look. I don't know what they think. What they think, but that's not
prettier before.
That's.
So is Kimberly Guilfoyle. She was cute. She looked like Anne Hathaway. I recently saw a before and after of Kimberly Guilfoyle. I'm like, oh my God, she looked like Anne Hathaway. Now she looks monstrous.
Yeah, I don't understand. I do not understand what part of looking like that.
And Laura Loomer is 31, by the way.
31?
Yep.
Okay, well, that before picture,
47 years age difference.
Okay, so she's hot for Grampy. I got you.
It's gross.
Hey, man, you never know, the tangerine stinger.
Stop that.
Keeps him coming. Keeps it coming. He's able to nail a porn star, man. Come on, he's good.
No,
satisfied.
I'm going to be sick now. Can we move on to something else?
That's what she said.
Nice. Well, on that note, we're going to. Oh wait, we got a comment. Hold on. Let's see.
It says York.
Come on, I just got done eating. Nice. But on that note, sorry, I'll stop. We're going to take a break, and when we return, we're going to sit down for Professor Donnie's lecture. This episode of Left is Right is sponsored by Take Everything Digital, where they preserve your precious memories by converting your analog memories to digital ones that can last forever. If you have video, audio, or camcorder tapes collecting dust, Take Everything Digital can convert them as well as reel-to-reel films, slides, and photos. They operate out of Yorkville and St. Charles, Illinois, and will pick up your work within a 30-mile radius for free. Your memories are never outsourced to another company, so there are no shipping mishaps. There is also a monthly budget plan where you can decide how much you want to spend each month until your memories are all preserved. Go to www.takeeverythingdigital.com for more information or to schedule a free consultation.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
In a world where the future can seem uncertain, there's one place you can turn to for guidance and peace of mind. Legacy Law Firm, owned and operated by attorney Don Weekly. With Attorney Weekly's expertise in elder law, you can trust that your family's legacy is in capable hands.
At Legacy Law Firm, we understand the importance of planning for the future, whether it's drafting a will, navigating Medicaid, or protecting your assets. We're here to help. Attorney Weekly made the process seamless and stress-free.
Her knowledge and dedication are truly exceptional.
Don't leave your family's future to chance. Contact Legacy Law Firm today and schedule your consultation with Attorney Dawn Weekly. Legacy Law Firm, helping you build a lasting legacy from one generation to the next.
Everybody in a work zone is someone's somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
And welcome back to Left is Right. We have a big picture of Senator John Kennedy for some reason. Were we going to do something with that or no?
No.
Okay. Okay. All right, Professor Don, what topics are you wanting to enlighten us about today?
Well, I thought we should talk about tariffs because one of the only platforms that Trump has is that he would impose tariffs on everything. And he believes that would be a great idea. And he says that it would be a tax on foreign countries.
Yeah, no.
Pay the tariffs. At the debate, Kamala Harris said that's a tax on U.S. consumers, not the tariffs are a tax, a sales tax on consumers. So what is it? And interestingly, when I was talking with people, I found out that most of them got no clue what's a tariff, how does it really work? Which one is right? They don't know. They really don't know. So I thought I'd go through it. So this is something that I learned in international business class a long, long time ago. Basic principles, they haven't changed. And, you know, back then people weren't on partisan sides. It was just everything was factual. These are the facts, ma'am. So how's a tariff? What's it work? How's it work? If a tariff is imposed, it is normally imposed upon a certain good or a certain item. So say we decide, one thing we just decided to put a tariff on was steel from China, because China was, they were affecting the steel market by putting steel out there that was below cost and it was messing up the market, right? So we put a
They were,
tariff.
they were flooding the market with cheap, crappy steel. Yes.
Cheap, crappy steel, right? So there's a tariff on Chinese steel. So, construction company, USA Construction Company, needs some steel. So they place an order with China Steel Company for 1,000 pounds of steel. And it's $30 a pound. So they order $30,000 worth of steel. China ships it to the U.S. When it lands at the port in the U.S., in order to get it from the port offloaded to be shipped to the customer who ordered it, a tariff has to be paid. So say the tariff is, so what did I say it was? 1,000. What did I say it was? $30 a pound. What did I say the figures were? 10,000 pounds of steel at $30 a pound. Is that what I said?
Works for this. It works.
Okay, so say that the tariff is $3 a pound. So the U.S. importer, USA Construction, has to pay a tariff of $3,000 to the U.S. Treasury in order to get that steel. So they already paid China $30,000 for the order. Then they paid the U.S. Treasury $3,000. Now their steel that they ordered that was $30,000 now costs them $33,000. So their cost of goods sold went up by the amount of the tariff. So their cost of goods sold is no longer $1,000 a pound, it's $1,003 a pound. So basically what that means is there's two choices. They can decrease their profit by $3 per pound, or they can increase the cost to the end user person that they're buying that raw steel for to make stuff and increase the cost by $3,000 to the end consumer.
Yeah.
So the U.S. Treasury does get the money, but China doesn't pay it. The U.S. company pays it.
Yep.
And the importer of the goods pays it. Whoever the importer is, whether it's Walmart or some other, the importer pays the tariff. And so usually that importer, it will now become part of the cost of goods sold. So that cost will be passed on to the end consumer. So that's why they are saying that if tariffs are implemented, it will make inflation rise quickly because it will be increasing the cost of goods sold phenomenally.
Wish is going to be a lot more expensive, folks.
Yeah. Because nobody's going to pay that tariff to the Treasury and then not pass it on. Or
right. Yeah.
It. I mean, that's just not how it works.
We're capitalist pigs. That's the way we operate.
That's not how that works. But the purpose of a tariff really is to increase the cost of that imported good, generally to level out the cost of a not foreign, but
domestic.
Domestic. Thank you. Domestic good. So basically, if steel costs $1,003 to make in the U.S. and Chinese steel is $1,000, you put a $3 tariff on it, so it's $1,003 no matter what. So Mr. Importer will just buy it from the domestic company rather than importing it from China.
Right.
That's the purpose of a tariff. These days, that's the purpose of a tariff, is to bring domestic goods in line cost-wise with foreign goods, because foreign countries pay people pennies per day and their labor costs are so low. So it's an equalizer so that we don't have such a trade imbalance. So that's why the Biden administration has kept a lot of tariffs and even increased some tariffs on things, because that's helping the balance of trade deficit.
Right. Actually, the United States.
It's
The United States.
not based, and it's not aimed at certain countries. It's aimed at certain goods.
Right. Well, it is in one aspect. The United States has a number of tariffs against Japanese steel. Japanese steel, for instance, at one time was a big problem in that they were able to produce it so much cheaper. No longer a problem because they've come around to where they have to pay their employees, decent and stuff. But a lot of Chinese and Eastern European goods have tariffs on them.
Yeah, but it's, that's what the purpose usually is. And so it's not a way to beef up the treasury without taxing Americans, because we end up paying for it one way or another.
Right.
Yeah, it's just something that some people can be snookered into believing it's something for nothing. It's not.
Right. Well, the problem is Trump doesn't know what the hell a tariff is.
Right. Yeah.
The man has absolutely no intellect at all.
And not only that, he just doesn't care. I mean, he might be able to learn what it is and figure out what it is, but he doesn't care because it has nothing to do with him, so he don't care.
Right. All right. Exactly. Do you have any questions about tariffs, Chris?
Not particularly.
Not particularly. All right, students. Turn your paper over. Use the number 2 pencil. We're going to have a quiz. Anything else on tariffs, Dawn, that you would like to inform us about?
Well, that'll just help people understand, at least when they're talking about tariffs. And Harris has said, "Oh, it's a national sales tax," without explaining why it's a national sales tax. It's not.
Right.
Really, it's just kind of like skipping a few steps to get to that end result. So
right. It merely all it does is raise.
It increases goods sold.
Right. Yeah. It raises prices. That's all it does. And you would have thought he'd have learned his lesson, because the last time when he put all those tariffs on China, and then they turned around and put all those tariffs on our grain and shit, and it was really affecting the farmers. Those tariffs were just as big a reason why he lost the last election as anything, because he pissed the farmers off.
That could be. I do still see signs out there that say "Farmers for Trump," but
yeah. Well, I was
before.
I was watching something today on MSNBC, and the guy made a good point. Trump's ceiling is 46%. He's going to get that 46% no matter what.
Max. No, not no matter what, but that's the max.
That's what I said. His ceiling, the max is 46%.
He's not.
That's it.
Earning any new acolytes. That's right. Yeah.
Right. And that at times there are different people flowing in and out of that 46%. But his problem is that he's capped at 46%, and the way he's running his election, he's not converting anyone over to him. He's not bringing anybody else into that 46%.
Right. And it's not 46% of the population, it's 46% of the electorate.
Right.
People who don't vote, never voted, those people are not included in the 46%.
Right. Right.
So, so percent of population wise, I just don't want people to think that it's really 46% of the population. It's really 40% of the voting populace.
Right.
He's not converting any people to his side.
Very true. Very true. And then, you got to remember all those undocumented aliens that are voting for Harrison Walz. So, I mean, that means that they've got to have at least like a 98% on their side. And those Haitians that are eating cats and dogs, they're voting for Harris Walz.
Yes, I bet every Haitian who is eating cats and dogs is voting for Harrison Walz. I bet that's true.
Well, that's right. They're going to have them one hell of a barbecue, and they're going to empty out all the kennels.
Of course, the actual head count on that is 0, but yeah.
Oh, come on. You don't know what they put in that jerk chicken?
Walz's name is kind of ironic. Said,
oh yeah,
in the 2016, the election was all about building walls. Here we are again.
Ooh, look at you! Look at you! Nice.
Yeah, I've noticed that he has totally. You notice that he's totally not talking about a wall at all this time.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He's not really talking about anything this time.
He's still about, mass deportation. This is still his thing.
Yeah, the only thing he has steadfastly been on is tariffs and getting rid of black and brown people.
Which
that's it.
Right into the fears of the white rural Americans.
Right. When actually, if they were to do mass deportations, because that generally relies on documentation that they have, the vast majority of people who would be kicked out of the country are white Canadians and or Europeans.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Well, to your point, to deport people, they would have to deport people that they have information on, and those are documented immigrants as opposed to undocumented immigrants, which they have no information on. They're undocumented.
Right, which is what I was saying. That's exactly what I said. The people with documents are either Canadian or white European people.
No,
so that's who they'd be getting rid of.
No, there are plenty of documented immigrants who are brown.
I understand that, but get rid of your educated bias and listen to what I'm saying. He would be getting rid of a lot of white people.
Which is bad, is what he's trying to say.
Right, which is bad.
Yeah,
if he
was going to deport everybody who was not here originally, we'd all be getting kicked out.
I got a couple native friends.
Hey, don't give those guys who own the casinos any ideas. They're going to have enough money here pretty soon. They'll be able to start running for office and kicking us out.
Good for them.
And on one hand, I would totally understand where they were coming from too.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't got no place to go. So.
Well, Donald Trump's going to send everybody back to Venezuela.
It's too hot there.
Did you hear J.D. Vance talking about people from Haitian?
Haitian?
Funny.
Haitian.
Haitian. Wow. Haitian.
Yeah. And the way Trump was talking about sending Haitian immigrants back to Venezuela, I think that he doesn't realize that there's a country called Haiti. And that
no, he doesn't. He doesn't. But we need to ask. Somebody needs to ask J.D. Vance if he's going to send his wife back to Indiana
because she's Indian.
Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah, what is up with them all having immigrant spouses?
You can buy them.
They revile. I don't understand. If they
it has
were
nothing to do with respecting their wife.
Huh?
They're cheap. You can buy them online.
Well,
you don't have to respect them. They're just equipment.
I mean, Melania was probably a mail order bride that he accidentally knocked up.
J.D. Vance's wife was a corporate attorney.
Yeah. Still a tool.
Now.
Yeah, they met in law school. I just don't understand I don't understand how they can look their wives in the eye and
I
say,
would question every decision that woman has ever made.
They don't
Based on her
look them in
chosen
the
partner.
eye. They don't look them in the eye. They give them a Gucci bag and they freaking go on about their business.
they just push their head down.
Those marriages are not relationships, they're business agreements.
Yeah.
That's all that is. That's a corporate merger.
But-
That's not a marriage.
But you know what I mean? But they were married before, and I don't know. I don't understand how you could. I don't understand the intellectual hypocrisy that you could revile immigrants and people from other countries, and at the same time be married to a first generation immigrant.
She's different, obviously. She's different.
Well,
somehow.
all JD's going to say is most Indian girls ain't got that bitch's ass. You know what I'm saying? Dang, she got the booty.
Usually not an Indian. Okay.
She's packing a round onion, which you're correct. You don't usually get on Indian women, but she got a round onion.
Okay.
Or she's sporting the badonkadonk. God, the man's got right to like badonkadonk. Although with all the makeup he wears, I think he likes it more on his male counterparts. But
I do like his eyeliner. I was thinking of getting some.
yeah. I bet you he's got that non-smear stuff so that when he's gone, it doesn't. Oh, I'm not saying he's gay. I'm saying he's heteroflexible.
Yeah.
Shall we give some news for our solutions segment?
Do we have any news for our solutions segment?
No, but we need to tout our solutions. The national www.nationalpopularvote. Sign up the petition. Get the National Popular Vote going, so that we get rid of that damned Electoral College. I will say I've been hearing more and more people more and more politicians talking about getting rid of it.
Yeah, me too.
All Democrats, of course, but
just incredibly asinine that 7 states decide for everybody.
Right. It's in today's day and age, it's not necessary.
It's completely asinine. And the outsized power that rural states have is just crazy. So there's so many more people that are not in rural states, and they have to do what the rural states want. It just doesn't seem right. So yes, and I have seen and heard and noticed more people talking about it should be a national vote, popular vote. Electoral college shouldn't be part of it.
Correct. And I absolutely agree with that. What's your thinking there, Chris?
I don't know. I don't like change.
Chris is willing to give the Electoral College one more season to see if they get in that, because it's a 12-team playoff now. So,
well, I'm a Bears fan, so I keep getting disappointed every year after year, but I'm always hopeful.
I see. So there's a chance. So what you're saying is Electoral. There's a chance. Yeah, Electoral College has a chance. They could get in the playoffs. You are correct.
If it just plays to its potential, it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Get a few more blue chip recruits. I see your point. Another thing that would absolutely help in our elections would be to get rid of Citizens United. Get that mother overturned.
Number one thing to do. Right there.
Yep. So go visit www.citizens.org. /article/by the numbers and read up and see what all is necessary to overturn Citizens United.
To help the movement.
Because it's a big crock of shit that should never be in the first place, and it's caused absolutely nothing but problems. It's given an ungodly amount of problem or an ungodly amount of power to the less than 1% at the top of the money chain, and it's really disgusting. It's got to stop. Absolutely got to stop.
Country.
Absolutely. And then our next one is www.turnoutpack.org. How are you doing on your postcards?
While I was sick, I'm still on page 2 of my postcards. I haven't really gotten to it while I was sick. I know, I'm such a disappointment. But I
Dang it.
A couple more weeks, I can get them pounded out.
What you need is one of those copier 50s that did signatures.
I thought about like getting a shipping label with the message that I have about, please vote and, remember to vote, and just like making up a bunch of labels and slapping it on the postcard.
There you go. There you go. I think you got a wiener. I think you got a wiener.
A personal touch, but I was like,
well, what's it matter? It doesn't have to be that personal. Just get your ass out and vote. Vote blue.
We're gonna have a postcard party this Saturday at my house. Be there.
Cool. Unfortunately, I got this paralysis.
Yeah.
My fingers don't work. I don't know. Oh, give it a shot. So what do you think next week's topic might be, so folks have something to look forward to?
Topic of interest or solutions topic or what? Because I was thinking about going forward, either running through immigration.
Imigra.
What was the other thing?
We're going to call in ICE.
Pardon me?
Said we're going to call in ICE.
No. Or there was another thing. I can't remember what the second thing was. I was trying to choose from, but possibly immigration. Running through, what is immigration really? How come 200 years ago or 150 years ago, people just like wound up at Ellis Island and everybody said, "Come on in," and now it's like people lose their heads if somebody wants to come here.
Right.
What's that all about?
Oh, that actually sounds very interesting. I'm looking forward to being enlightened on that topic. Chris, what are you thinking? Any words of wisdom you'd like to part or have us part with?
I find it funny or interesting. The whole Ellis Island thing is that they just sounded your name out and spelled it however the fuck they wanted to. That was my favorite part.
Yeah. My name is Igor Vlahovic. Okay, Igor-vich. Here you go. Welcome to America.
You're just 3 V's for some reason.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Very true. All right. Well, another successful show in the books. This was episode 1 of season 2 of Left is Right. We look forward to coming into your computer screens every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. You can find us at www.youtube.com/@leftisright/2024. If, like I said, if you have any comments or anything you'd like to talk to us about, get a hold of us at leftisright2024@gmail.com. So until we meet again next week, my name is Steve. That's Chris. And of course, Professor Donnie and Marie. We out.
I needed money, God. I had none. I fought the law, and the law won.
I just wanted to say, look, welcome to the end of democracy. We're here to overthrow it completely. We didn't get all the way there on January 6th, but we will endeavor to get rid of it.
I never talked this way about him. You probably know. Until I got, who is this? Is he a friend? You can get him out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go ahead. You can throw him out.
I needed